Hi everybody, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and if you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back here. And I'm gonna ask before I get into the meat and potatoes for you guys to please like this video and hit subscribe if you want to know when I upload more videos, because a lot of people who watch videos are actually not subscribed. It's completely free. Just hit like and subscribe because it helped me out in the algorithm. Okay, let's get to it. I have honestly been in a state of shock and thinking about deeply chewing on what I personally feel about the Meghan Markle situation with her father, right? Because as we know, she cut him off during the engagement, right before the wedding. And it was later revealed that she purposely used certain language, like calling him daddy in her letter that she had her friends basically leak to the press. She knew the letter was going to be leaked, allegedly. She sent 5 copies or 6 copies to the letter of her friends. And who does that? Who literally says, okay, I sent my mom a text message, I sent my dad a text message or a letter, and I'm going to send it to Bob, Samantha, James, John, and Peter at the same time and tell them, hold on to this letter because you're gonna need it for future reference. Who in the world thinks like that, right? So I believe that my personal belief this whole time, like literally the whole time since the engagement, was that Meghan was never, ever, 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 ever going to speak to her dad ever again unless one specific thing happened, okay? So the word on the street that's been going around town for a very long time, and I want to honestly say I believe that it was Lady C. I'm so sorry if I'm wrong, but I believe that Lady C was one of the first people or the first person to say that allegedly, the word on the street was that in the UK, allegedly, Meghan had told people, allegedly, that her father had interfered with her, right? And so the term interference, I believe that it was Lady C many moons ago who said that specific term, and that always like stuck out to me because I've never heard anyone say the word interference when talking about that subject, if you pick up what I'm putting down, right? So allegedly, you know, and I had a friend, she's Australian, and she used to watch my videos. I haven't talked to her in a long time, and I literally don't remember what her Instagram is, and I'm so annoyed that I don't remember what it was. But we used to talk about this specific topic, and she's very funny, but she said that she believes that that Meghan told Harry, allegedly, this is just speculation, that Meghan told Harry the interference story and basically said that, you know, or that the father knew she was being interfered with, allegedly, and never did anything about it. And to make up for that, when Meghan told him, or whatever the case may be, that he decided to bankroll her whole life, basically, and was trying to buy her silence with money. And the thing about it is there are certain families or certain parents who feel that, okay, if I just give you money, you'll get over this situation, right? Or it's alleged thing that you may or may not have gone through, okay, allegedly. So yesterday I was watching Julia Unleashed. If you guys don't watch her, I've been on her channel before. I love her content, like I really do, and she needs to have more subscribers because she's so funny and she just tells it like it is. And she's also British Nigerian living in the UK, and she we all basically agree on the topic or the point that Meghan told some crazy stories to Harry, and that's why she could never, ever, ever let Harry meet her father, right? Or that side of the family. The only person in the family that he could meet was Doria, because she was down with the get down and was allegedly getting money from Meghan, allegedly, okay? So she was the only person who was an accomplice in the crimes, allegedly. So she was going along with whatever nonsense was the plot line. You know what I'm saying? If I'm like, okay, I tell my brother, okay, so this is what we're going to tell them when we go there. We're meeting these people and we're going to lie that we're freaking orphans or something stupid like that, right? Oh, this is our horrible origin story, because the whole story about, this is the family that Meghan never had. If you guys remember, allegedly, Trevor Engelson, her first husband, talked about how Meghan said that he and his family was the family she never had, and the parents, her own parents, Doria and Thomas Markle Sr. were shocked because they were like, what? And the thing is, Meghan, out of her own mouth, has said that her parents were always together. Even though they were divorced, they were always together. Like, she ate dinner with both of her parents. Like, it was like they weren't apart. And now all of a sudden, she's trying to spin this other story that she grew up in the hood with black people. Do you think she'd be acting this way if she grew up in the hood with black people? Like, no. No. And it's annoying because she does not even associate with anyone in her black family. And like, I'm so oh my god. Okay, anyways, let me not get off topic. Okay, we're doing good, 5 minutes in. But my personal opinion, this is Tumi's opinion, is that it's not if, it's when, because he's 80 years old, right? He's 81 years old. Whenever that is, in 10 years when he's in his 90s, or in 20 years when he's 100, God willing, he lives to a very long life, whenever her father crosses over to the great beyond, right? Like, I personally believe that the only way she would meet with him is under these stipulations. One, there's Netflix cameras. I believe that she will film a reunion. I've always thought this. Like, somehow one day it was like a vision just came to me. With Meghan going to see her dad wearing no makeup, right? She has her no makeup on, has some personal assistants, is wearing like a white t-shirt and jeans in the Uvalde, basically the Uvalde outfit. Like, she went there privately and she releases a statement. The Duchess of Sussex just wants to say that she met with her father privately, just the two of them, and they ate fish and chips like they did when she was a little girl. And, she'll always be daddy's little girl, and it was just a joy to meet with her father, privately without the noise. And allegedly, she told her father during one of their last conversations, you either choose your other kids or me. First of all, like, I have 2 siblings, okay? I have a twin brother and an older sister. Oh, who am I to tell my parents, oh, you either pick them or me? Who do I think I am? It's not a wife. It's not like a spouse where you're the spouse, right? And you're like, literally, it's me or your own parents or something like that. But, and even then, I mean, you are supposed to prioritize your spouse first and foremost. Once you get married, they are your other half, literally, right? So you cannot be like a mama's boy to the extreme when you have a wife. You cannot be me as a woman. My parents cannot run my marriage when I have a husband. That's when you can say you either go live with your parents and be their little boy for forever, or you are with me as your wife and we're doing our own thing as a couple. Not, oh, I have siblings, and you tell your parents who freaking birthed and changed everybody's diaper and took care of everybody in the damn family, it's either them or me. Who the hell does Meghan think she is? Like, who does she think she is? That's literally crazy. But I believe that she will meet with Thomas under the guise of, oh, I want to see you one more time. But Samantha can't be there, and Thomas Markle Jr. can't be there. And she wants to meet with him alone, like literally by herself. And I always believed that she would film it. I feel like she would want her dad to be desperate enough to be like, okay, I'll just go along with it, and it's just them and 5 cameramen, and she's crying, wearing the no makeup, daddy, remember I'm still your little girl. And we let all of this noise, that she would not be able to resist the buzzword. She would not be a real person still. It would just be acting. Like, it would just be bad acting. We just let all this noise get between us, daddy, and I'm still your little buckaroo. But then when I thought about it, like when she was on Netflix and she says, I lost my father over this, I'm like, he's not dead, okay? He's literally very much still alive. So I really thought that she would, if she could, go and get the cameras. But the thing about it is, I don't mean to sound horrible when I say this, but Meghan is a person who is like this. You know, when you have friends and you guys are both like unemployed and struggling, you guys are best friends. You guys are best friends. But when that person, this happened to me, that person gets a job and you don't have one yet, they will turn on you, right? You thought, oh, this is my best friend. They'll turn on you and be like, oh, I think you need to try harder because you don't have a job and you're just sitting around applying all day and you're not working. You got to grind. When you guys were both unemployed, sitting together, scrounging up quarters to go and eat McDonald's together last week. But now that they're making $8 an hour, they think they're better than you, right? So she's that type of person. When she could not do anything for herself, when her dad was the one paying for acting classes, dance classes, auditions. And I asked myself the other day, how come Meghan was never a child actress? Because she didn't have it in her. She didn't have it in her. She sucked. She sucks at acting. Like the reason why she's tolerable, decently tolerable in Suits, is because of all of the writers, the producers, the lighting, all those people. She said, 100 people on set who are tugging at your clothes, making sure everything is perfect. They are the ones who should get the praise. She's not. You could fill her role with anybody else. Anybody could play Rachel Zane. I could freaking play Rachel Zane, and I'm not an actress. Anyone can just say those lines and you would not tell the difference. It's not like a part where you're like, okay, Leonardo DiCaprio really nailed it as the Great Gatsby. You feel me? Like, where there are those roles where you're like, okay, what is this guy's name? Captain Jack Sparrow, the guy who played Captain Jack Sparrow. Why am I blanking on his name? Oh my gosh, bro. Why am I... Anyways, you know who I'm talking about. The guy who played Captain Jack Sparrow. Like, these roles that seem to be made for you. Rachel Zane could have been played by anyone. And especially any freaking biracial actress. Sanaa Lathan. Gugu Mbatha. I love her. I really love her. Anyone you could just put a stand-in in. So, but she acted like her being Rachel Zane was like Viola Davis on How to Get Away with Murder. Like, it was some big, she was the star, my show Suits. When it's funny because on Thanksgiving, I know two guys who were talking about Suits, and they were talking about how they like the office environment, like the men wearing suits, and like, the vibe of working in a big fancy office. But they were talking about Harvey Specter. They were not talking about Rachel Zane. Like, it was like she didn't exist. Like, she was not the focus of the show, right? But I was saying, I always believed that Meghan would say that she would only meet with her dad if he could only meet with her, and they can film like a little special together of the day with my dad, and they're like on the beach, and she's like, oh yeah, daddy, remember how we used to blah blah blah, trying to pull at his heartstrings. Like, she never did anything. But unfortunately, we're at the point where Thomas Markle Sr. cannot do anything for Meghan, right? One thing that's crazy is there was a time where she wrote a letter and gave him $2,000 and said she wanted to pay him back for everything he's done. Dude, she went to Ivy League schools. Like, he paid over $100,000 for her college. And I get it. Like, $2,000 is what I would give my parents right now because I'm not in a high financial position. But Meghan was traveling all over the world, going to Greece, Paris, shopping, allegedly stealing things, but literally shopping, having she loves to wear Aquazzura shoes, which if you go on the website, they're $900 per shoe. So like, she had the money to give her dad more than $2,000. Like, and she wasn't paying rent in Canada because the suits was covering the cost. So like, what? In the words of Oprah, what? I'm not saying she should have wrote a check for $50,000, but $2,000 back in 2014. So she'd been on Suits for a while. I mean, the Cartier watch that she got cost more than $2,000, because those watches are like, some of them are $10,000. Like, wow, dude, that's all he gets. But so yeah, and also there are some people that believe that King Charles should reach out to Thomas Markle Sr. I feel bad for both of them, but I don't know if that's a good idea. Harry is not a man, because oh my God, bro. And the thing about it is, I understand why people go no contact with their families. What Thomas Markle did is not a reason to go no contact. Someone who goes no contact has been basically being abused since birth. And once they hit an age where they can move out, they're like, yeah, I literally cannot deal with this anymore. There are parents who've literally made credit cards in their kid's name, and when they hit 18, they find out their credit score is like a 3 because their parent has been buying things and not paying the credit or screwing up their credit since they were a child. That's a reason to go no contact. And even if the worst thing that my parents could do, someone said it on Twitter, X, whatever, if Thomas Markle Sr. did so-called interfere, quote unquote, if you guys pick up what I'm putting down, with Meghan, she should have gone no contact way before then. Literally, she should have had nothing to do with him once he went to college. She should have just said, I'll pay my own way, I'll figure it out. But no. We know that's a lie because 2014, 2015, she was, and the thing is, she was married before. When she was with Trevor, she did not no contact with her dad and say, okay, because some people say, all right, well, I have to deal with my parent right now, but once I get financially stable and I'm on my feet. I mean, she lived with Trevor for 7 years, so she could have definitely gone no contact as soon as she met Trevor and was in a serious relationship and said, oh well, this is what happened with me and my dad, and I can't talk to him, and I it's too painful. But no, as soon as he basically went bankrupt, ran out of money or whatever, she tossed him aside. Right? Literally tossed him aside. When Trevor couldn't get her roles, even though he helped her get in Suits, allegedly, she tossed him aside because he was useless to her. The only reason why she's still with Harry and hasn't divorced him is because she's the Duchess of Sussex through marriage. But I truly believe once they strip them of their titles, their divorce will come. And Meghan records everything. Someone said it way before Finding Freedom. There had always been rumors that Meghan had secret recordings, and she will release everything. You'll probably see Harry at a freaking Diddy type of party during COVID, allegedly, possibly. So that's the thing. I feel so bad for Thomas Markle Sr. I do. But Meghan does not care about him. He cannot do anything for her financially, fame-wise, nothing like that. Even these stories of her, she called the hospital. She didn't call the hospital. She sent an email. This is how much you know she does not care. Because I personally, if it was me, I would literally get on a plane and literally text my brother and say, okay, I'm here. I just landed at the airport. Take me to dad. I would not even call nobody. The aides are trying to find out if it's true or not. But nonsense. Everything is all fake. It's all lies. She does not care about Thomas. She doesn't. And it was so sad seeing him in the hospital, bro. Like, I was really I couldn't believe what I was seeing. How can somebody be so cold? Your own father, bro. Yo, if my dad literally had the money and sent me to a 4-year college, any college that I could have gone to because Thomas had the money, and he paid like 60, she went to a very expensive school, $65,000 a year, those sorts of schools. Paid for me to go to freaking Argentina, paid for everything, paid for my apartments, paid for my car. Every single story that Meghan tells before she met Harry and Trevor was from her dad, due to her dad. Oh, I used to go to Muzo and Frank's every single week. An expensive steakhouse that Frank Sinatra used to go to. And you said you grew up poor? Eating Sizzler salad for $5? You freaking liar. You're a liar. And that's the thing. And that pisses me off so bad because I used to be a fan. I used to run a Meghan Markle fan page, you guys. Like, I'm not even joking. And literally, I've talked about this so many times. We actually have the proof of every single thing she's posted on her Instagram, her old Instagram. That's why she didn't just turn on her old Meghan Markle Instagram that had 3 million followers, because she knows the lies are all there. My dad sent me soup and I still have your Markle nose. Thank God we live in the time of internet and people archived we have it all, bro. She's a literal she's a demon. Like, literally, I don't care what anybody's like. People, oh my God, bro. I have not seen anybody who's a celebrity that's like this, so evil. Like, you know what I'm saying? So evil, like it's just it literally boggles my mind. Like, this is an evil woman. Like, family, community, family. What the hell does she know about family? What does she doesn't even have a family. She doesn't I don't even believe that she lives in that house in Montecito. Like, at this point, some people have floated the theory that she lives with her friend Kelly. I would not be surprised. But there's other people who say that she lives in LA in a condo. I would not be surprised either. I just don't believe it. At this point, I don't. If the news came out that Meghan Markle's name was not even Rachel Meghan Markle, I wouldn't be surprised, because every single thing is a lie. It's like she's a character, and there's people who believe that she's like a CIA asset or something. I don't want to take it that far, but she's evil, like literally just another level of evil, like. And maybe that's why she wanted to go into politics. And I'm going to say something. I don't care. It's giving like you know, like, dude, I'm not even gonna go there. But she's evil. She's the evil person. Like, to the core. Like, extremely evil. She hates old people unless they're billionaires giving her a jet. If her dad was like a freaking media mogul, he would have walked her down the aisle. If he owned freaking Netflix, he would have walked her down the aisle. No doubt about it. She would worship him. She used to, when he could do stuff for her. But as soon as she met Harry and was like, oh, I'm at a prince, I'm meeting the royals, she cannot go over there with her parents. They're gonna expose everything. Guys, all right, so can you guys please buy my book, Capturing the Crown? I'm sorry, I have to stop ranting because I could go on for 2 hours. I wrote a book called Capturing the Crown that's about a actress named Morgan Smith who lives in Boston and who works her way into the British aristocracy and marries a count, okay? And in this part of this book, there is a chapter where Morgan Smith literally decides it's going to be my way or the highway. And when her father and mother meet her significant other, they tell a story that they're not supposed to tell. And she ends up telling her father at a restaurant, basically, you guys are going to have to stick to the script. And they're just in shock because they're like, this is not the girl we raised. And to know what happens next, you have to buy my book, Capturing the Crown. It's on Gumroad. I did raise the price. It was, $7 before I did raise the price. You know, the economy, you know how it is. It's Christmas time, you know what I'm saying? So I did raise the price to $14. It's an ebook, and it's in the description. But if you want to know the inner workings of a person with that kind of mentality, check out my book, Capturing the Crown. And yeah, but let me know if you want me to talk about this more. But this is so heartbreaking, and I'm gonna let you guys go now. But thanks for watching my video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.